Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing an original book tag. So this past week was a little bit rough for me because I found out that my dog passed away, and that was very sad. I did not have a good beginning of the week, but in that happening, I had a lot of time to think this week when I was reminiscing about my dog Max and just thinking about him, and it gave me inspiration to make this book tag. Basically, the book tag is going to be called Barking About Books, but we're going to say Barking Bout Books. And it is just a book tag about your best friend, your dog. This doesn't necessarily have to be about your dog. It could be about your cat or any special pet that you feel really close to you. The prompts are more dog based because this was Max. He was my best friend. So yeah. Anyways, I'm trying not to get emotional talking about my dog, so I'm just gonna jump right into the prompts and tell you guys all about the tag. So I have my little trusty notepad here because this is where I wrote it all down, where I was brainstorming the ideas. So my first prompt is going to be, I've got a bone to pick with you, and this is to name a book that was good until it wasn't. So a book that you were enjoying and then it ended up disappointing you. My choice for this is Other Life by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. The series was really I was really pulled into the series initially, and then I got to this last book and I was enjoying it at the beginning, but then the ending just overall was a big disappointment to me, and I was really bummed because I was enjoying the series, and then this book happened. So yeah, this is the last book in a trilogy, but essentially this series is kind of similar to Ready Player One, where it's a guy going into a virtual reality game and he needs to fight back against the people that are evil in the virtual reality game and in real life. It's very similar vibes to Ready Player One. I still think Ready Player One is better, but I still enjoy this series because I like sci-fi books like this, and I thought it started off very well and then didn't end well, unfortunately. The next one is Welcome Home. So this is to name a book that gives you those warm feelings of home. It could be a book or a series. I chose If I Stay because when I read this book, I don't know, it must have been just the atmosphere or where I was at the time when reading this book, but every time I would pick this up, I would think about my family and being at home and just being surrounded by people that you love. It could be because of the premise of the book as well, why I felt like that, but I still like picking this one up. I would do a reread of this book because it's a very emotional read, and there's just such a strong sense of family in this book, and I really, really liked that, and that just made me feel like I was home. I just realized that book placed on my shelf is right beside the thing that says there is no place like home, so fate? I think so. The next prompt is Ruffin It, and this is to name a book that has a journey or has a travel element to it. For this one, I chose Graceling. If any of you have read this book, a large portion of it is a journey that she is going on. You could also use the Lord of the Rings for this because they're on a constant journey through the entire trilogy. But yeah, pretty much any book that has them traveling or a travel element to it too. Doesn't even have to be a huge travel element. I just chose this one because as soon as I thought of journey, I was like, where is that giant book that I read where she was traveling for pretty much all of it? Oh yeah, it was Graceling. So that's why I chose this one. And yeah. Then we have Marking Your Territory. And this is to name a book or series that you will always stand by no matter what. I wonder what I'm gonna choose. Want to say it with me now? Red Rising. I will always stand by this book, and I will always stan this book. Pretty much anybody that asks me what book they should read, I tell them to pick this up. And I'm pretty sure that this is the book that I'm associated with on BookTube now. I've asked a couple people and they just say Red Rising right away. Or Illuminate. A lot of people have said Illuminate too. And I was like, okay, I'm fine with people associating me with that book too, because it's also awesome. So I've only read the first book of that series though, so I can't really say that I would die for the series no matter what, or like protect the series no matter what. But we'll see. Once I finish it, I will probably say that. Who knows? The first one was very good. But yeah, this is my like ride or die book, and the rest of its series. The next prompt is Diggin Holes, a book that had some hidden secrets or a big plot twist that was uncovered. So for this one, I'm going to choose the book I Let You Go. I'll show it here. I normally have this book on my shelf, but I let Marcus's mom borrow it. So this is what it looks like. This book was very intense, and I had no like expectations going into this book. I actually picked this book up from an Instagram book club when I was just getting back into reading in college. And yeah, I was blown away. It's about this woman that loses a child, and she's really struggling to deal with this. And so she moves away to this like other, I think it's like a little cottage out on this like mountainside to kind of just be alone and get through the grief. And she starts making friends with people in the village, and things take twists, and it's just I did not see the end of that book coming at all, and I was just blown away. So yeah, I would strongly recommend picking this one up. It's another one that I like to recommend as like from the thriller genre, because it comes at you quick and it's so good. I loved it. Then we have Stand By Me, and this is to choose a book or a series that portrayed a very loyal friendship within its characters. So I chose the Percy Jackson series for this because I feel like Percy and his friends are very loyal to each other and will do anything and everything to protect each other and keep each other safe. Half the time, that's why he's going on these adventures to rescue friends. So it's like Percy's like the loyalist character, I think, out there. I say that, but there's probably a lot of other ones out there. But this is the one that just stood out to me when I thought about this prompt. And if you don't know what Percy Jackson is, like, who are you and what rock are you living under? But basically, Percy Jackson is like a half son of Poseidon. Percy is the full son of a god, half mortal, half god. That's what I meant to say. He goes to this camp called Camp Half-Blood, where there's like a bunch of kids that are like offspring of Greek gods, and they get into a bunch of adventures and things throughout the entire series. And it's really fun. You get to learn a lot about like the Greek gods and stuff like that, and I thought it was a really fun time. I read these as an adult. I would say that I think I would have enjoyed them more if I read them when I was younger. I think it's for like a middle grade audience, but they're still good books as adults as well. Then we have Tug of War, and this is a book that you have very mixed feelings about. So for this, I chose 4, which is kind of like an addition novel to the Divergent series. And the reason I have mixed feelings on it is because in this book, it follows Tobias. He's like the main character of this book, and it kind of tells his story. And I liked it for the fact that like I got more of the Divergent world and I got to experience more of that. But I also feel like this book was kind of not necessary. And so that's why I have mixed feelings on it. Like, I enjoyed the nostalgia of jumping back into Divergent and getting that world back. But like, I really didn't need to read about Tobias's story. This is kind of like, what's that book that just came out? Yeah, you know, the one with vampires, and they just decided to flip it and do the exact same story, but from the male perspective. I wonder. And then the last prompt is Treats, and this is a book that you are super excited about and are going to reward yourself with by reading. So for this one, I'm choosing Heartstopper Volume 2. I don't own this book, but I really want to reward myself with buying this book so that I can read it, because I just want those like adorable, fluffy feelings that you get. Those are the ones that, like, that's the feeling I got from the first book, and I feel like the second one's going to be the same, and then I'll probably end up buying the third one because I'm obsessed. So yeah. If anybody wants to get me a Christmas present. Anyways, so yeah, that's like the book that gives me those like fluffy, warm feelings, and I'm just like generally excited about. And then the last thing for this tag is to obviously tag some other booktubers who would love to do it. Also, share a little bit about your special like buddy. So it could be your dog, your cat, any of your like fluffy animals. Doesn't have to be fluffy, could be lizards, fish, pretty much any pet that like you feel is very close to you, just share a little bit about them. You can show pictures or you can just talk about them for a little bit. For me, I will show you pictures of Max. I only have a couple pictures on my phone, so these are the ones I'm going to show you. Max was the best little dog. He was 16. He almost made it to 17, not quite, but that was pretty good for a little dog. He would always rush to the door when I got home to greet me, and if he didn't get to the door, I'd hear him barking coming around the corner from the living room where he would watch me walk up the driveway. He loved to go for walks. You also could not say the word walk because then he would go nuts. You had to spell it. He also learned that the word bath meant that he was getting a bath, and so you had to spell that one too so that he didn't know it was coming because he would run and hide. He was just the best little guy, and I'm really gonna miss him. Max, this one is for you, buddy. Miss ya. And I just wanted to do this book tag to get people talking about their cuddly little friends that they hold close and dear to their heart, because I feel like we should share more about our special animals that we love and see every day of our lives. It's weird to think that like I'm not going to see Max anymore, considering he was part of my life for 16 years. But yeah. So we made a book tag. Sorry to get a little sad at the end, guys. I'm still kind of struggling with losing Max, but I'm glad to do this tag, and I'm really excited to see all of your editions of this tag. I'm personally going to tag a lot of people. I am going to put it all in the comments down below, though, because when I initially said on Twitter that I was making this tag, so many people said they wanted to do it, and I was a little overwhelmed. Like, it's exciting, but it's just so many people wanted to take part. And so I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be taking part in this tag. Even if I don't tag you, feel free to do it. Like, I would love to see everybody do this tag, and definitely tag me when you do the tag so that I can go watch them. I'll probably make a playlist on my channel with just all videos of this one tag because I'm really excited about it, and I want to share everybody's videos. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, as well as a link to where you can buy my bookmarks in the description down below. You know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I post videos every Monday and Thursday. And until next time, keep on reading.